If you're over 60 and your legs feel heavier than they used to, if getting up from a chair takes a little more effort than it did last year, if stairs have gone from something you never thought about to something you quietly dread, I need you to hear this. Your legs are not just getting older, they are getting weaker, and they are weakening faster than any other part of your body. After age 60, your legs lose muscle mass at nearly twice the rate of your upper body. Twice. Your arms, your chest, your shoulders, they decline too, but slowly. Your legs are on an accelerated clock. And here's why that matters more than most people realize. Your legs are not just muscles, they are your independence. Every time you stand up from the toilet without grabbing the wall, that's your legs. Every time you carry groceries from the car to the kitchen without stopping to rest, that's your legs. Every time you walk across a parking lot without worrying about tripping, that's your legs. When your legs go, everything goes. Your confidence, your freedom, your ability to live on your own terms. A study from the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association found that seniors who lost significant leg strength were 4.4 times more likely to end up in assisted living within 5 years. Not because of heart problems, not because of memory loss, because they couldn't stand up, walk safely, or recover from a stumble. Their legs failed them first. But here's what most people don't know, and this is the part that should give you hope. Leg muscle responds to training at any age, even at 70, even at 80, even at 90. A landmark study from Tufts University took nursing home residents in their 90s, people who could barely walk, and put them on a simple leg strengthening program. Within 8 weeks, they increased their leg strength by an average of 174%. Some of them threw away their walkers in their 90s. Your legs are not dying, they are sleeping. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to wake them up. But first, let's find out where your legs stand right now. I want you to do a quick 15-second test. Stand next to a sturdy chair or counter for safety. Now, without using your hands, try to stand up from a seated position and sit back down 5 times as fast as you can. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you did all 5 in under 12 seconds, your leg strength is solid. These exercises will make it even better. If it took you 12 to 15 seconds, your legs are weaker than they should be for your age. You're in the early stages of decline, and this is the perfect time to act. If it took you more than 15 seconds, or you couldn't do all 5 without using your hands, your legs need immediate attention. But don't be afraid, be motivated, because every single exercise I'm about to show you was designed specifically for legs at your level. Write your time in the comments right now. I want you to remember this number, because in 30 days, after doing these 6 exercises, you're going to take this test again, and I promise you your number will be lower. Now let's get to the 6 exercises. I've arranged them in a specific order that progressively wakes up your leg muscles from the ground up, starting with your calves and working all the way up through your quads, glutes, and hip stabilizers. This sequence matters because your legs work as a chain. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. We're going to strengthen every link today. Exercise number 6, the calf pump. We're starting at the foundation, your calves. Most people think calves are just the muscles that help you walk, but your calves are actually the most important circulation pump in your entire lower body. Doctors call your calf muscle the second heart because every time it contracts, it squeezes blood upward through your veins back toward your heart, fighting against gravity. When your calves are weak, blood pools in your lower legs. That's why you get swelling, heaviness, cramps at night, and cold feet. Your legs aren't just weak, they're starving for oxygen because the pump that delivers it has slowed down. Here's how to do this. Stand behind a sturdy chair, holding the back for balance. Rise up onto your toes as high as you can go. Squeeze your calves hard at the top. Hold for 1 full second. Then lower your heels back down slowly, 3 seconds down. That slow lowering is called an eccentric contraction, and it builds strength up to 40% faster than just bouncing up and down. Let's do a few together. Rise up, squeeze at the top, and slowly down. Up, squeeze, and slowly down. Feel your calves working. That gentle burn means blood is moving. Do 15 repetitions. Rest for 20 seconds. Then do 15 more. That takes about 2 minutes. But here's what most people don't realize about calf training. Within 1 week of doing this daily, most people notice their ankles are less swollen in the evening. Within 2 weeks, nighttime cramps start to fade. Within a month, that heavy, tired feeling in your legs begins to lift. You're not just building muscle, you're restarting the pump that keeps your entire lower body alive. Exercise number 5, the wall sit. Now we move up the chain to your quadriceps. These are the large muscles on the front of your thighs, and they are the muscles that determine whether you can get up from a chair, climb stairs, and lower yourself to the toilet without collapsing. When your quads weaken, those everyday movements become frightening. And fear of movement leads to less movement, which leads to more weakness. It's a vicious cycle. The wall sit breaks that cycle because it strengthens your quads in the exact position where they're needed most, the mid-range of a sitting and standing motion. Here's how to do it. Stand with your back flat against a wall. Slide your feet forward about 18 inches from the wall. Now slowly slide your back down the wall until your knees are bent to about 45 degrees. Not a full 90-degree squat, just halfway. You should feel your thighs start to work immediately. Hold this position for 15 seconds. If 15 seconds feels easy, go to 20. If 15 seconds is too hard, don't go as low. Even a slight bend in the knees with your back against the wall activates your quads. Here's the key. Press your entire back flat against the wall. Don't arch your lower back. Don't look down. Keep your head against the wall and breathe. Most people hold their breath during isometric exercises like this. Don't. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Steady and controlled. Do 3 holds, 15 seconds each. Rest for 30 seconds between holds. Total time about 2 minutes. But those 2 minutes are doing something extraordinary. Isometric exercises like wall sits have been shown to reduce blood pressure more effectively than any other type of exercise. A meta-analysis published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that isometric holds lowered blood pressure by an average of 8 points systolic. So while you're building leg strength, you're simultaneously protecting your heart. 2 benefits from 1 exercise, and you're not even moving. Exercise number 4, the chair squat. This is the most important functional movement on this entire list. Because a chair squat isn't really an exercise, it's rehearsal for real life. Every time you sit down and stand up, you're doing a squat. Every time you use the toilet, get in and out of a car, lower yourself to pick something up from a low shelf. Losing the ability to squat without help is the single clearest marker of the beginning of physical dependence. Here's how to do it properly. Stand in front of a sturdy chair with your feet hip-width apart. Extend your arms out in front of you for balance. Now slowly lower yourself toward the chair for a full 3 seconds. Don't drop. Control every inch. Lightly touch the seat with your glutes, then immediately stand back up by driving through your heels. The 3-second lowering is critical. Most people just plop into chairs. That plopping is your muscles giving up. By controlling the descent, you're training the exact muscle fibers that prevent falls. If someone trips you, it's not the standing up muscles that save you, it's the ability to lower yourself with control. That's what this exercise trains. If standing up from the chair without using your hands is too difficult right now, here's your modification. Place a thick cushion on the chair seat. This raises the height, shortens the distance you need to travel, and makes the movement manageable while still building strength. As you get stronger week by week, remove the cushion. Do 8 repetitions. Rest for 30 seconds. Do 8 more. Each repetition should take about 5 seconds. 3 seconds down, a light touch, and 2 seconds up. Total time about 3 minutes. But here's what most people don't realize about the chair squat. This single movement activates your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, your core, and your calves all at the same time. No other exercise works this many leg muscles simultaneously. And because it mimics real life, the strength you build transfers directly to your daily activities. You're not just exercising, you're training your body to live independently. Exercise number 3, the glute bridge. Now we move to the powerhouse of the human body, your glutes. The gluteus maximus is the largest and strongest muscle you own. But here's the problem. For most people over 60, their glutes have essentially shut off. Decades of sitting have created a condition that physical therapists actually call dead butt syndrome. Your glutes forget how to fire. When that happens, your lower back picks up the workload. That's why so many seniors develop chronic low back pain. It's not a back problem, it's a glute problem. The glute bridge fixes exactly this. Here's how to do it. Lie on your back on a firm surface. A mat on the floor, a carpet, even your bed if getting to the floor is difficult. Bend your knees so your feet are flat, about hip-width apart. Your arms rest at your sides with palms down. Now press through your heels and lift your hips toward the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can at the top. Hold for 2 seconds, then slowly lower back down. The squeeze at the top is everything. If you're not squeezing your glutes intentionally, your hamstrings and lower back will take over, and you'll miss the entire point. Think about cracking a walnut between your glutes at the top. That mental image helps most people find the right contraction. Do 12 repetitions, rest for 20 seconds, do 12 more. When you get stronger, try holding at the top for 5 seconds instead of 2. That increased time under tension doubles the strengthening effect. Within the first 2 weeks, most people notice something surprising. Their lower back pain decreases. Not because they trained their back, but because their glutes woke up and stopped forcing their spine to do a job it was never designed to do. Your posture improves, your walking becomes more stable, and the stiffness you feel every morning when you get out of bed starts to fade, all because the biggest muscle in your body finally remembered how to work. Exercise number 2, the lateral leg raise. This exercise targets a muscle that almost nobody trains, but that determines whether you stay on your feet or end up on the ground. The gluteus medius. This is the muscle on the outer side of your hip, and its job is simple but critical. It stabilizes your pelvis every single time you take a step. When you walk, for a split second during each stride, your entire body weight is balanced on one leg. During that split second, your gluteus medius fires to keep your pelvis level and prevent you from toppling sideways. It works in milliseconds, you never feel it. But when it weakens, something dangerous happens. Your gait becomes unstable, your hips start to sway, your steps become shorter and wider, and you become vulnerable to the type of fall that seniors fear most, the sideways fall, the one that breaks hips. Biomechanics research shows that the majority of hip fractures in seniors happen from lateral falls, not forward stumbles. Forward, you can catch yourself. Sideways, there's nothing to grab. The gluteus medius is your only defense, and if it's weak, that defense doesn't exist. Here's how to do this. Stand behind your chair, holding the back for support. Keep your body tall and straight. Now slowly lift your right leg out to the side. Not forward, not backward, directly to the side. Lift about 12 inches, or as far as comfortable. Keep your toes pointing forward, not upward. Hold at the top for 1 second. Then slowly lower. The most common mistake is leaning your body to the opposite side when you lift. People tilt their entire torso to cheat the movement. Don't. Keep your body perfectly vertical. If that means you can only lift your legs 6 inches, that's fine. 6 inches with perfect form builds more strength than 18 inches with sloppy form. Do 10 repetitions on each side. Rest for 20 seconds. Then do 10 more on each side. Total time about 3 minutes. Within a few weeks, you'll notice something remarkable. Your steps feel firmer. Your confidence when walking on uneven ground increases. That subtle feeling of insecurity you had when turning corners or stepping off curbs begins to fade. Your body's airbag system is back online. And now, exercise number 1, the one I saved for last because it's the most complete leg strengthening movement on this list, the step up. This is the exercise that puts everything together. Your calves, quads, glutes, hip stabilizers, all working as a coordinated chain exactly as they do in real life. And it trains the one movement that seniors fear the most, stairs. Every step up replicates the exact mechanics of climbing a staircase. The push through the heel, the quad engagement, the glute activation, the balance demand, the calf stabilization at the ankle. If you can do a controlled step up, you can climb stairs. If you can climb stairs, you can live in any home, visit any building, and go anywhere you want without planning around elevators. Here's how to do it. Find a sturdy step. The bottom stair of your staircase works perfectly. If that's too high, start with a thick hardcover book or a low platform about 4 inches high. Stand facing the step. Place your entire right foot on the step. Now press through that right heel and step up until you're standing fully on the step. Bring your left foot up to meet your right. Pause. Then step back down with your left foot first, then your right. The key is driving through the heel of the working leg, not pushing off with the back foot. If you push off the ground with your back foot, you're cheating the movement, and your front leg doesn't get the full strengthening effect. Think about it this way. The leg on the step does all the work. The leg on the ground is just along for the ride. Do 6 repetitions leading with your right leg, then 6 leading with your left. Rest for 30 seconds. Do another set of 6 on each side. Total time about 3 minutes. If balance is a concern, do this next to a wall or railing. Safety always comes first. But here's why I made this exercise number 1. Step-ups have been shown in clinical research to be the single most effective exercise for predicting and preventing loss of independence in older adults. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who could perform controlled step-ups maintained independent living an average of 7 years longer than those who couldn't. 7 years. That's 7 more years in your own home. 7 more years driving yourself to the store. 7 more years of living life on your terms. Now you have all 6 exercises. Here is your complete daily routine. Write this down or save this video because this is the plan you're going to follow for the next 30 days. Exercise 6. Calf pumps. 2 sets of 15 reps, about 2 minutes. Exercise 5. Wall sits. 3 holds of 15 seconds, about 2 minutes. Exercise 4. Chair squats. 2 sets of 8 reps, about 3 minutes. Exercise 3. Glute bridges. 2 sets of 12 reps, about 2 minutes. Exercise 2. Lateral leg raises. 2 sets of 10 reps each side, about 3 minutes. Exercise 1. Step-ups. 2 sets of 6 reps each side, about 3 minutes. Total time, 15 minutes. That's it. 15 minutes a day to rebuild the legs that carry you through life. Do this routine 4 to 5 times per week. Take rest days when your body asks for them. Soreness is normal. Sharp pain is not. If something hurts beyond normal muscle fatigue, stop that exercise and consult your doctor. One important tip before you start. Do these exercises in the order I've listed them. We start with calves and work up to step-ups for a reason. The early exercises warm up and activate the smaller stabilizer muscles that the bigger compound movements need. Skipping ahead to step-ups with cold, unactivated muscles increases injury risk. Follow the sequence. Trust the process. Now, remember that test you did at the beginning? The one where you stood up and sat down 5 times and counted the seconds? Here is my challenge to you. Do this routine every day for 30 days. On day 30, take that test again. Same chair, same rules, no hands, 5 reps. Time yourself. I want you to come back to this video and tell me what happened. Write something like, Day 1, it took me 16 seconds. Day 30, it took me 11 seconds. I read every single comment. And your results might be the thing that convinces someone else to start. Someone whose legs are getting weaker right now. Someone who thinks it's too late. You could be the proof that it's not. If this video helped you today, share it with someone you love. Someone whose legs are slowing down. Someone who's starting to avoid stairs. Someone who's lost confidence in their own body. They might not know that 15 minutes a day can change everything. And if you haven't subscribed yet, join us. Every week I share exercises and routines specifically designed for adults over 50 who want to stay strong, independent, and free from the fear of falling. Hit the subscribe button and the bell so you never miss a video. Your legs carried you through every chapter of your life. Through your first steps, your wedding, your children, your career, every adventure, and every quiet evening walk. They didn't ask for anything in return. Until now. Now they need you. 15 minutes a day. 6 exercises. And your legs will carry you through every chapter still to come. I'll see you in the next video.